Hey guys, welcome back. Marius here. Today we have Phoenix Point Tips and Tricks Part 2. There are a lot of tips and tricks, some of them coming from comment section. I need a few mentions here. Absolutely awesome commenters from other videos. Most of the tips and tricks I'm giving to you are what I have tested, but some of them I included because, well, there are some people who are also playing and giving out some knowledge about the game. Second of all, there are a lot of tips. Most are for more beginners, like when you start the game, you don't know nothing, well, something, but there are some advanced, deep, so it's mixed together. I put everything in here, so you guys, yeah, some might not be useful, some might you find very useful. There are a lot of them. I will try to, of course, to squeeze them all. Not everything I will and show you on the screen, so that's obvious. And what else? Yeah, down in the comment section I will put, not in a comment, in description, are every tip and trick with the number. If you want to comment or ask about anything, put a number, like you are talking about tip number 20. It will be easier for everyone to understand, and also you can find all the tips and tricks already in the description without looking on my video. Just because. You're welcome. Alright guys, let's jump in, and there are some, well, for the first one is definitely repetition, but I need to highlight this as I can't stress it enough. First and most important, guys, remember, final release is not Backers Build 5. They're completely different. So if you had some tactic extra, or I don't know, something you want to share from Backers Build 5, most likely it's not working in final release. There are different willpower, different action points required, they changed so much that forget about anything you knew in Backers Build 5, alright? Point number 2, manually enable facilities. This is really frustrating when you are already in endgame, when you fill up the gaps. Once facility is built, it comes unpowered, which is ridiculous because you need to go and manually enable it. Just pay attention to that small thing, but well, from small things everything is built up. Point number 3, this is more for beginners. There is no unlearn. Once you learn something, when you spend your precious points, there is no, so if you find that, I don't know, some of the abilities later on are absolute garbage, yes, that's wasted points. And those sweet points, you need a lot to actually develop your characters, so pay attention. This is really crucial for everyone playing this game to know advance, alright? Then second point is, not second, it's already fourth. Once you go mutated, there is no way back. And way back, it means you have equipment or you have mutation. Once you have mutated, you can change in between this the part, for example chest. If it's mutated, you can mutate in other forms, but it always stay mutated. So there is no way for this guy to have jetpack. Jetpack is only in heavy chest armor. No armor for you, dude, sorry. Moving on. Live Pandorans are useless. That's something I can't show you because I have destroyed all of them. And by destroyed, I mean I turned them into Mutagen. So once you capture Live Pandoran, you can make a research to be more efficient and get extra damage on it. You don't need to keep it. For the while, normally, I think in XCOM it was, if you already killed it or threw it out, the alien, the research was stopped because you don't have the same subject. Here, if you bring a live Pandoran, you can start research. Once it's started, once you basically revealed it, you can do whatever you want with this. Kill that alien, turn into Mutagen, don't care. And that is important because you don't need more than one containment facility, because once you bring it back home, either you kill it, either you turn it in mutagens. Obviously, turning in mutagen requires one specific research, and that's the best way how to get mutagen. I will jump and switch actually my tips and tricks, because tips and trick number 7 is mutagen facilities are not great. And by not great, I mean, oh boy, they are bad. So this is Mutagen Lab. It gives you mutagen. I don't know. I hope it's not 9, but anyways, they are producing so little. They are so worthless that any captured little worm or how it was called, that turns mind controlled little bug. Forget the name, sorry. So once you bring them back and turn into mutagen, that's like a lot. Once you capture a Chiron or Skilla, they bring so many mutagen that this mutation lab is obsolete. They're just worthless. Even at the beginning, they're producing so little that it takes so long time for one part to be mutated. It's just anyways, you know it. Don't build them a lot, let's say. Then that was point number 6. Point number 7 is you can teleport your new recruits, and by teleport I'll show you. No, I already showed it there. When you have full ship, I will show you. If you recruit this guy, this is the cool thing. It automatically teleports it to the closest Phoenix Point base. So you don't need empty ship to hire guys. They will be transferred. Now you know, teleport. Awesome. Point number 8. Don't defend winning havens. Winning havens is the only case when faction is attacking another faction. When it's Pandorans attacking, of course, always defend. But when they fight each other and the haven is already winning, why you should avoid? It's more for late game. Just I will explain. You need to check for yourself, but because once you defend it, no, this screen. No, I need this screen. They most likely in the mid-end game hate each other. If you are defending one guys, others, both of them will hate you. And this brings total value in reputation in minuses. Currently for this playthrough, defending faction gives plus 25 and both other gives minus 25. So total is minus 25. So defending haven that is already winning, no point of view, you will just lose reputation. Just an idea. Of course, if you want to fight, go for it. But when other faction is attacking and it's defended successfully, their attack team is destroyed, haven stays, everyone wins, and you take no faction penalty. Cool. Tip number 9. Ship speed does not fully, it's not updated in your manufacturer's screen. Let me show you how it works. There are research that boosts your ship speed. You see, my Helios shows still 650, but this is bonus tip for you. For your ships, there is little small blue eye. And you see, actually, Helios, when they are built, my Helios, I think I had already 2 researches. Their speed is 800. More than 800. So yeah, that's where you can find actual speed. Small thing, but well, now you know. When we are moving on, this is a small thing, but tip number 10 is when you mutate your head, well, for your guys, they change voices. And it's a small thing, but I was pretty upset when I realized that you have some, when you are in combat and you're doing something, they're many times like speaking up, like yes, affirmative, something like that, some cool voices. Once you have mutated heads, there will be just yeah, small thing. Now you know. Moving on. Now we are moving to combat. I don't have combat open. Okay, fine. I will load just because. Quick save. I don't know where it is. Anyways, in combat. Beginners tip more likely. there are boxes in some combat maps. If those boxes are never opened up, you will not get what items you have there inside. So if there are 3 boxes in combat field, let's say, you don't open any of them, you will get 0 loot from the boxes. You will find loot from corpses and something like that, if there are corpses. But you need to go to the box, then it opens up. Once it's opened up, ooh, nice, yeah. Then at the end screen you will find, yeah, this box. I need to run here and open it up to actually see what's in there, and then I will get the items. Otherwise, no loot for you, which really sucks. All right, point number 12. This is something I'm not sure I can. Can I? Nope. Can I? Okay. No, it will not be hard to show to you. We are paying attention to willpower point. You see, I have 10 willpower points, and if you use willpower, every absolute single point, you end up with 0 willpower. And it works only if your guy has not suffered willpower loss from enemy. It's just hard to explain. If I'm wrong, if you find any other how this mechanics works, please be welcome in the comment sections. But so you see, I have 0 willpower point, and that's not a problem. But if that same guy had suffered minus willpower from, let's say, some civilian dying, or I don't have civilians here, sorry, or any other reason how when Pandorans attack you and you get willpower loss, if then I will use some ability, it will turn him into panicking. So this is really crucial, but really hard to explain, but crucial to understand. You get the idea. It differs. What happens when you get 0 willpower? If that is from your will, like you did it, you spent, as I did, all 10 points, then it's okay. Your guy will, no problem. But if, and that's the thing, even if he suffered before, and now I used it up, I will, for example, I would turn on this electrical, how it's called, electric reinforcement, and he immediately would suffer a penalty and panicking, and I lost all other action points. This is important. If you have more questions, just ask me. 13, point number 13. Take a look at Pandorans' body movement and shoot when they are not moving. So, I'm not quite sure I can demonstrate that, but that's, of course I can. So, yeah, when you press aiming mode, all the time is slowed down. They are still moving, but they're absolutely slowed down. In this mode, you see, he's looking. You see that guy? For example, if I start shooting now, well, I can't even see it. So my advice is, they have animations. Pay attention. There are some aliens that are moving more or less. Sirens, I think, don't move at all. And Skilla, it's too little. Anyways, pay attention to those animations. Once the animation ends, for example, that Mutog, you see, he looks at one side, at the other side, animation ends, then you aim, and then you are sure your shots will land where it, because it takes some time when it again starts looking in both sides. Otherwise, your shots are totally missed, and it's really stupid. Alright, moving on, point number 14. Some Pandorans, not everyone, and I haven't figured out how it works. When they are dazed or panicked, then they are not reacting to your shots, I think, that's for sure. But it's like, when you start shooting, most aliens suddenly are moving up or closing or doing some kind of reaction. For example, Skilla puts all its claws in front of the head. So if you shot at the head, it will move like this, and at least 2-3 shots will land on claws. not in the head. It's just, and that's again, you need to just test it out. You will see how they react, how they move. And again, I think they don't move at all. They just stand still. If they're not stunned, but how it's called, you get this. I'm forgetting names. Yeah, it's stun. No, it's not stun. Damn it. Anyways, and when they are panicking, then they are doing nothing. They're like in different state. You know then what I'm talking about. There's dazed. When they are dazed, that's when they are limited in next action. They will not have full 4 action points. They will have only 1. And that's again when they are dazed. They have over the head little thing spinning. They will not move, as far as I remember. Yes. All right. Anyways, moving on. Feel free to comment any other findings or attachments to my comment, to my points. Anyways, tip number 15, I think, right? Yeah, more I can't show you here, but you can. I'll show you how it works, I hope. So once you are in layer, it's specifically important for layer, you can do like I'm doing. You see, all the way, even if I can't come this far, there will always be the cursor will show me where I can potentially run. If there is enemy standing in there, even if I can't see it, it doesn't matter. It's for all enemies, but for spawners it's especially useful. You can find where it is. So if you mouse over somewhere and then all the trail disappears, you can't land there, so it means that spot is taken. But if you see that spot is kind of empty but it's taken, you understand there is an enemy. And I'm just browsing around. Somewhere here should be a guy also, and you can find it. And for spawners in layers, you know, they're in specific locations, so you can find those 2 locations in both sides of the map and just mouse over and see. If you can actually run there, nothing is there. If you can't, that's where spawner is. Simple trick, but well, game gives you this option, use it. All right, point number 16. This is also in the base. I will just switch to Raven. Let me introduce to the Raven. I have at least 1 Raven, please. This team is stupid. They don't have even Ravens. Raven is the sniper rifle. Jesus Christ. What's wrong? Probably the same. Raven is sniper rifle with piercing ability. And what is important, in layers there are obstacles that are you can target them. When you mouse over them, they're highlighted. You can see that's a piece of obstacle. Those pieces can, ooh, yes, perfectly. These pieces can be destroyed. So let me, you see, this is what I'm talking about. I can actually show you the previous point. I can run here, but I can't run here because this spot is taken. See, which means here is the spawnery. Simple as that. Ooh, that was a lucky load. Here, for example, in this area, yes, you can jump down, so there's nothing taken that spot. And obstacles. You see, this obstacle can be destroyed, and it's really easy to be destroyed with this awesome Raven. Is the sniper rifle, the gun. I'll demonstrate. This is how destructible things look. Why game you are... Oh yeah, this was... Sorry, as you can see, this can't be destroyed because it's not... This can be destroyed, this can be destroyed. Let's shoot. And why it's important? Because sometimes, as you can see, this is blocking my area. I don't like my area, my path to be blocked. Let me try to demonstrate where it actually works. This was the one? The fuck? now I'm failing miserably. How that is possible? How? Okay, we need to move to a different point, but I'm still... I will try, because there are destructible, and now I'm... Yeah, this is okay, bonus point for everyone. This is also in other areas, not only bases. Some parts are just absolutely indestructible, even if it's a wooden fence or something, or little box that you are just blazing all the heavies and grenade launchers, and they're just standing there. It's sometimes really like for now, you see, this is ridiculous. This is indestructible. Let's try some other structure. This one. It's just a fail. I'm giving you tips and tricks, but game is like, ow, let's screw this guy's video, alright? So that leads us to the point where you can't be sure if that thing is destructible or not. No, but this really is fucked up. I would in my run actually go here and try to kill this. Now it's destroyed. Not fully, of course. Which is really, really stupid, because then you waste more than one shot, which is not ideal. That part is not. So what we learn here, some parts can be destroyed and some, so you can't trust even this system. That is more than stupid. Yeah, that is destroyed. That path now is cleared. Alright, this point really fucked up all the video purpose, because you can't be sure. This for sure can't be destroyed. This somehow is also not destroyable. Fuck you, game, for inconsistent logic. Alright, wasted all the time for this stupid point. Cool game. Now I'm mad. Point number 17. This is also applicable here. Vanish is absolutely imbalanced, and by imbalanced I mean you need to understand how how those turns work. You have your turn, then if there are neutral, you need to defend some people, then they have their move, and then the third are enemies attacking, basically all three in order, and after that turn ends. And Vanish gives you invisibility. Absolutely no one can see you. Doesn't matter what kind of armor you're wearing, you're just invisible until the end of enemies. So, which means if you turn invisible, like I did here, Vanish, when it comes to their turn, they absolutely have no clue where I am. In next turn, I can turn Vanish again if I have enough willpower, and for end of the time they cannot see me. I can act invisible, and that, as you can see, I shot, they still have no clue where I am. But this comes with two exceptions. Point number 18, two Pandorans can actually be a problem for you. These guys, Chirons, attack even if they know approximately where you were, even if you're hidden, even if they can see you, they will shoot. And especially it comes to the explosive artillery, then you definitely will take the hits because you're invisible, not invincible, right? And second Pandorans is, for example, this thing shoots fire worms, any kind of worm. Those worms also work basically do area of damage. So even if you are invisible, they will come close like, you were somewhere here, I'll explode here, and you will take the damage. Those two enemies you need to be aware of. Everyone else is just pure turn yourself invisible and walk like in a park, right? Point number 19, this was absolutely amazing. I just listen up. There are Mutags. And Mutags are, yes, Mutags have ability to jump. They need specific legs so they can jump. And the funny thing is they need that jump ability to get to different stories, like next level. If you are somewhere up and they are down there, they can't reach you. They can't climb, of course, and they need that jump ability. And even more, if you disable their jump ability, like this Mutag right here, he has his last legs destroyed, leg, so this is disabled. There are no more jumping for your back legs. And he already jumped up there, and then I destroyed. Of course, you need to destroy also his head, because head is spitting. Now he's melee only. What happens is, he can't jump down. He's trapped. So either he's down somewhere and you need to be in different level. You see this guy, I specifically sent him, he's invisible. You can't do anything. This Mutag is just trapped. Which is hilarious because it opens up a lot more tactics and strategies for you guys. Just, yeah, you know. He's like, I can't do anything because you don't have your jump ability. Sucks to suck. Alright, moving on. This is something I can show you. Look at this. My guy jumps down. Oh, look at this, my guy jumps up. This is something you read in fine print, is when you have mutated legs that gives 5 speed, it also gives you ability to jump up 1 story. Okay, there's a wall, not wall, but you see, it jumps down, you need clear access to the next level. But I need to also give you some warnings. In this map I can see, but when you are in the combat map, which is whenever you are doing scavenge missions, there are walls without any floor on it. You can jump over the wall. That's not possible. You can jump on next level, but you need floor, at least one piece of floor. Then you can jump on it and jump back on other side. That's how it works. Small things, but that's how you also, and of course you can jump many stories. Anyways, moving on. 21st point is, not quite sure I will have it here, but crossbows. So let me explain how I'll as far as I can tell. Once you are not okay, so you're not losing, but you're just hidden, like this guy. He's not vanished. He's just stealthy. If he shoots enemy right next to where is clear area, and he uses any rifle at all, my understanding somehow is put like logic in the sound. If and when that sniper rifle it's really loud, basically he will reveal his location. Because I had an encounter when I'm shooting crossbow. Enemies right next here. He sees there's no obstacle in between us. When you shoot crossbow, I still stay silent. I'm still invisible. Like stealthy, not with vanish, but just stealthy. And I was just curious. I haven't had no chance to test it as many times, but 2 encounters when I had it, my guy stayed stealthy without any addition. Like for example, this guy has extra bonus stealth, but that I don't think it had. So if I'm correct, crossbows actually are absolutely must-have for. So they are not very good in damage, but they will not reveal your location. That's what I'm trying to explain. Right. Armor break. That's something I'm not quite sure I can show you. Yeah. Armor break is ability for Berserker. And for Berserker, we will just go here. It works with every bullet, and it is important because when you have weapons shooting a burst, then every bullet will do 50 armor. How it's called? Will break down the armor. Find it, I will show you. This armor break, it shreds armor. And the thing is, if you use it with melee, which basically Berserker is, it's absolutely one hit, one minus 50 armor. But if you combine it with, let's say, Rage Burst or any other weapon that shoots, or even shotgun that shoots a lot of bullets, well, it's not actually bullets, every single one of them can shred 50 armor. And that's absolutely amazing if you have less accuracy and you just aim at enemy, fall enemy. Every single part that will be hit will have all the armor shred. Well, not all, but 50, which is for most of the cases all armor. Alright, let's move on. There are now we are talking about few abilities. I specifically want to mention Adrenaline Rush reduces accuracy a lot. This is something I just need to remind once again, because you will find a lot of people saying, yeah, this is absolutely crazy and awesome build. This is Adrenaline Rush. Yeah, it doesn't say that there's reduced accuracy, and the accuracy is absolutely important in these case scenarios, because once you are shooting and you can't aim anything, you need to be right next to the enemy, and even then sometimes with shotguns and something that rectangle is too huge. It's a huge drawback for this ability if you're not extensively improving accuracy with everything else. The other points, the other unique abilities, the other bonuses, the other armor, then it comes sometimes close to bearable. Just reminder for everyone who still thinks it's a good idea to build this useless build. Point number 24. Spider drones are absolutely amazing against worms. They have I will explain why specifically worms, mine fraggers, and also actually against anyone. And by anyone, I think I will record the gameplay and just show you. I don't know if I have it anywhere saved, but how to properly explain. Those little drones, spider drones, they are explosives, and they work wonders when there are more enemies, and enemies tend to spawn in batches, so there are more of them, and especially it comes when there are worms shot out of the chirons. There are always even 3 up to 6 worms, and that one spider drone can take all of them out, because they most likely and usually land in the same location. So spider drones is something cool. Well, this is bad map because they can land in nowhere. This is stupid. But spider drones, and when you have special ability that's unlocked, where you can shoot 3 spider drones at once, that is absolutely amazing. Let me try to demonstrate one more trick, just because this is how you shoot further than you actually could do. You aim at highest point, and then you can spread out. I tested, you can basically win the battle, without even leaving your starting location. Not enemy's base, but other scavenge whatnot. You just shoot spider drones all across and they just do absolutely crazy damage. Not in terms of damage, high damage, but all those little guys, every single part of their body will take the explosive damage when the spider drone explodes. What it means, 2 spider drones is required for all their arms to be absolutely destroyed. Alright, this one has regen, that's bad, but those crabmans, their arms just go off, so they are basically unarmed, and all the parts, when they are destroyed, they're bleeding like hell. So those spider drones, I can't stress it enough, they are so underrated. Yes, they extend a little bit, and then they are not. There are other ways, but trust me, guys, test it out. Whenever you have such team as I have, all the stealthy characters, they all can shoot spider drones. That's it. You have literally, you can launch 3 times 5, 15 spider drones if you have learned that ability to shoot 3 at once. Just saying, test it out, you will see, you will not regret. But what you need to understand about spider drones, they can climb. They can climb any ladders. So whenever you are in a map where are ladders or something, you need to shoot them somewhere up there so they can climb down, because they can never go other ways around. If enemies up somewhere, your drone will just circle around because there's no way they can access higher ground. That you need to keep in mind. All right, moving on now. Last parts is just absolutely crazy. Yeah, these ladders. Those spider-mans can climb there. But moving on, this is not the team. Yeah, this team doesn't have any of that. But mounted, point number 26, mounted missile launchers and Goliaths require arcs. This is something you need to be really aware of. Arcs, I mean, like they're arch, I think that's how it's pronounced correctly. You need open air above, basically, for grenades, for missiles being shot from mounted things on the back, and also for Goliath, because Goliath is the grenade launcher, right? What is important to understand, there are cases, for example, the same this map is a good example. I have everything I need to show you there. Layers. No, not layers, but nests. Nests have one level. There is absolutely no weapon will work that needs arc. So you are trapped in one level and you can shoot just next to you. So no Goliaths, no mounted weapons do good there. And that is crazy. Is this? Yeah. This is how I can show you. You see, I have a mounted gun. Oh, I have already shot everything, no? On it. So you see, it requires arc. So some areas, if I'm standing below, there are something above my head. Specifically, we'll do that. You see, he's kind of pointless. He will shoot in the... It's not correct as well. He will shoot in the ceiling and then explode. So even if that mounted gun looks awesome and cool, be aware of this. This is really what limits their ability. What is next is point number 27, mount rock. Oh yeah, dismount. I'll try to show you. No, I can't because it's not shown here. It has 2 rockets. You see? Let's show you if I can actually demonstrate this. It has two missiles in its. It's loaded, right? You see, now there's no one, and there's a missile. I can reload. Once you reload, you only load one missile. And I need to explain it the full extent.
I'm here.
Do I have anyone? No, I don't have. It works, and it is as stupid as it sounds and kind of logical. You see, I have this mount, and both of these missiles basically is one shot. One missile, one shot. It's logical until the point where it comes to Archangel, because Archangel is huge bazooka with 4 shots, and then if you take ammo with it, it contains, it's basically kind of one rocket, one load, it contains 4 rockets. Back to the point, these rockets, first of all, they are heavy. Second of all, you need a lot of them to keep shooting and reloading, So those mounted guns have so huge drawbacks. This, okay, they have some cool shred and whatnot. Yeah, there was Chirons. Yes, I know. And just, I'm sharing so you know that when you think this mounted guns are awesome, they have really limitations you need to be aware of. Again, reloading one rocket. Basically I need 2 reloads to have it fully loaded again, and it takes space, they weight a lot. Crazy. Right, next one. Damn it, I don't have it, but this is absolutely ridiculous. There is a point number 28, Archangel. That's the same bazooka I was kind of praising. It has 4 shots. They do not, I repeat, do not have blast area. If you, I know it's a rocket launcher, there will be kind of animation rocket-like something. If there is enemy close to you and you aim at the head, only head, you can be precise, and shoot this rocket, kinda expect to be exploding, you will hit only head, and only head will receive all the damage, which is absolutely, it's like Archangel is the worst of the worst. I can't, alright, there's one more worst weapon than that, but we'll get to that. So just be aware, this rocket launcher, it's absolutely, if it's not showing you the blast radius, the blast radius is this orange cool awesome thing, then there will be no blast radius. It's kind of simple but silly in the same time. All right, okay, moving on is point number 20. Nice hit. It's point number 29. It is absolutely crucial to mention it here because we are getting to the mechanics. Mechanics is one of the class, and not only because of electric reinforcement, the extra armor they are giving, but also for many more purposes. They are absolutely amazing. And one of them, I think I'm not quite sure where I had all this. Yeah, I have Thor and everything there. So they have 3 turrets, 3 types of turret, and I will just give you all the information which you can find. The tooltip doesn't show you until you actually build it, equip it, use it, and then you know how good or bad they are. So there are 3 turrets: Scorcher, Watcher, and Rattlesnake. And in order, the Scorcher, the first one, it shoots 10 times 60 damage. Can't shred a shit because it's shit. Again, different map. And I'll keep looking while explaining, sorry guys. Forest map, I just loaded easy file. Anyway, it doesn't matter, I don't need. So Watcher is the one that shoots 8 times 40 damage, kinda less, but it does +2 shredding, which kinda useful when they easen up the armor, then you can finish off the enemy. And the last one I think is the best, is the Rattlesnake upgraded version. Also, stupid me, also shoots 8 rounds, 40 damage, but it pierces 30 armor. So kinda absolutely deadly if you ask me. And those turrets, I will read out other stats about them, and then you can understand for yourself how good they are. They have also different health and armor respectively. Scorcher, that's point number 30. Scorcher has 150 health and 50 armor. That's quite a lot of armor.
Standing by.
Then this is the most livable Scorcher. You see, this is, I will just show you all of them. They has the most HP and also the most armor. Then second one is Watcher. It has 120 HP and least of the armor for all of them. It's only 45. It's still a lot, I know. 45, it's a lot of armor. And the last one is this Rattlesnake, 120 HP and 50 armor. So you can see, which leads us to the next point. Point number 31 is they have absolutely crazy immunity to every bio attack. Also, they are immune to fire, virus, daze, poison, daze twice. So no bleeding effects. They're absolutely immune to all of those stuff. Which leads to me thinking only one thing. Those worms, for example, they do nothing to it. And yes, this is the health. And there are... Oh, I had armor boosted. Alright, that leads to the next point. So all those values I mentioned were actually 22... Yeah, I added those 20. So, okay, then armor is actually 30, 25, 30. Because, let me show you the tip number 20, 32. 32 is when you launch those turrets. You see, I launched, that was the farthest I can throw it. That's another ability you definitely need. Even if how far you can throw, those electric reinforcements work, and they also work on turrets. So my advice would be something like this. You use Technician, throw those turrets where you want. Well, you don't want them here, you want somewhere up so they can see a lot. And then you can still launch and tune up their defense. So you see, 50 armor, that's kinda a lot. So they will stay for sure. Alright, this was again a point. Point was, you can reinforce them. They will always be in your range. You can't throw them as far as your defense reaches. Well, you can throw them far away, but it will be still in the range. You get the idea. Don't judge me. Alright, moving on, we have a lot more points to discuss. Something that game doesn't tell you is those turrets, they return fire. If enemy in some range they are working will shoot at it, it will shoot back. And when it comes its turn, it will shoot again if it's not destroyed. So they have return fire, which is absolutely again insane. If you do this combo, you have 3 turrets, they are reinforced, they return fire, and afterwards they are absolutely amazing. Which leads us to the point number, that was point number 33. Point number 34. I will just mention because later in the game these guys don't have it. There is one more sniper rifle. It was mentioned also in my videos. The comments. It is called Gungin, kind of. Anyways, it has damage and it has extra damage against mutated things, which is all Pandorans and also disciples of Ano. But what I need to mention here, it has extra huge damage, but not a single mentioning of, and there is no shredding or piercing. But which I found really interesting is that weapon, without any shredding, any piercing, it pretty much goes and destroys walls. You can shoot through it, which leads to just one my idea. In this game, if you are looking at some things and wondering if you can destroy them, my only understanding how it comes reasonable is they have some kind of health threshold, and if your weapon has way more damage, that's why all blast, all heavy, all sniper rifles kind of destroys everything, because they have really high damage. It's not about piercing or shredding, and that's how the only way how I explain the last sniper rifle, which has zero shred, zero pierce, and it can totally shoot through this cement wall, where this Raven, there are walls. This Raven, this is not cement wall, but it does nothing, right? And that sniper rifle, it is a little bit worse than Raven, I'd say, because Raven destroys whole wall, kind of knocks it down. That Gungin, it also shreds. That's my point. Shreds in not the way it removes armor, but it shreds through the buildings and obstacles. Just putting it out here. Alright, now we have moved to something cool, and I think this is the right team I have for it. And it is, let's talk about mind control. Point number 25. Mind control is absolute beast. In sense, you can take more than one enemy in mind control. And if that sounds kinda maybe new, maybe not, I need to also mention two important things here. Enemy can take two of your guys in one turn in mind control as well. So it works both ways. If you can have two mind control guys, they can have as well. Not in the range. Let's try to squeeze it in. Not quite sure I can demonstrate because I will not have enough willpower. Yeah, all my willpower. But if you have enough willpower, you can take mind control, and then if even left more, you can also do the mind crush. Anyways, just an idea, you can take two of them. Furthermore, they updated in the patch notes, in the previous update, that mind control, you see, when I have taken it in mind control, that's point number 36, I can't use recover. Where's recover? Yeah, it's not even here because I use the action points, but the idea, recover gives you back willpower points. Why they did that? This guy currently is in mind control, and it draws 2 willpower for my dude. So it has only 1, so I will lose him next turn. But if I could use this recover, I could all the time keep it in my mind control. Why? Right? So they took it away. That's why it's not possible anymore to recover. But what is possible, this is the ridiculous part. is you can have, when you have mind control, you are a priest. When you're a priest, you have access to different kind of heads. So I have a head right here. Why doesn't... Okay. That head gives +2 willpower to everyone in this range. That works together. If this dude had the same head, he loses 2 willpower every turn, but from the head he gains back 2 willpower. So you can kind of combine, and you see where I'm going. You can still make it like this guy is in my favor until the time ends, which is, well, never. Right? So just this, yeah. This dude, for example, yeah, he's also losing 2 willpower every turn, but he's getting 2 willpower back because of this extra head he has. Living allies in 7. Okay, you get the idea. Moving on. This is the synod head. That's how it's called, but you can read it up. It's easy to find. Extra tip for mind control. When you have mind control, it's especially, I think, useful in the beginning of the game. This is how you get extra loot. You take in mind control, and then you just drop their items, and that's how you get those items when the turn ends. Not turn, but battle ends. This is the free loot. You're welcome. That was tip number 37. Tip number 38. What else you can do? This is, I can't show you now because none of the enemies has Overwatch. But sometimes in the middle of the battle they put a guy in Overwatch and you can't access the area. That's really bad. Just a small tip, you probably figured it out. What you can do, take a mind control, and when you send their own guy against, that Overwatch reaction will shoot them. So basically you use their Overwatch, because you can Overwatch, in Overwatch you shoot only once. Once it's used up, then your guys are free to move in and do their stuff. Small thing, but well, that's for you. Next thing is really important as well. It's all regarding mind control. Now, let's turn the tables. When you are fighting Pandorans, and Pandorans are attacking Haven or something, there are civilians, they are aiming and killing, and you need to save them, right? This is funny thing, because if they're, how call that little stupid stuff? Mindfragger. Yeah, that was the word I was missing. When Mindfragger takes control of neutral guy, they don't have any attack ability, they just stupidly stand. So the thing is, that person you need to protect now counts as alien, which means they will never ever shoot at them, the enemies, because that's their guy. That guy is pointless. They has no weapon, nothing they can do. So long story short, if and when their mindfraggers take control of your guys you need to protect, not your soldiers, but the guys you need to protect, don't do anything to them. Those mindfraggers, they don't do any bleed damage, they don't do any harm, they're just harmless. And not even that, for the time that mindfragger is on their face, they are protected, which is absolutely crazy strategy tactic you can use. Go for it. And that leads us to point number 30 that I found really frustrating. When your soldier, I'll just quickly explain. I had a case. When you have your soldier and mindfragger, it's not when it's taken by siren, but mindfragger is on its head. What I did, it was the last enemy, kinda last in the map. I used stunned gun on that mindfragger and I stunned it, right? So that's one enemy, I had it paralyzed, so it should be all good. But the thing is, when it's paralyzed and already on the face, it stays there. And what it also does, it turns that host also enemy. So my guy was still counted as enemy, and I couldn't finish the battle because there are now two enemies: the thing on the face and my soldier. And I stunned only Mindfragger. It doesn't count. It doesn't break the effect. So I had only two choices: either to stun also my guy, which would take some damage, and I was not going to take that extra step, or to kill that Mindfragger, because when the Mindfragger is killed on the face, then you regain your soldier as your own, and then battle is over. Just small things, but now you know. Let's head to the point number 41. Small things, but I need to mention. Mind Crush. His ability, absolutely crazy, insanely good. You see the range. There's a huge range. First things. Just few words about it. It works through the walls. So if you are, especially in the buildings, you run in a building and you know above, outside somewhere are enemies, you can't see them, you can use it. They all will take damage. It goes through, which is absolutely great. So you don't need to see them actually, even not discover. If there is an enemy and you use it and it's in the range, it will take damage. But what is not cool, and you need to understand, is they will suffer health reduction from whole base, meaning you are not targeting every part. So for example, sirens, you want to disable their head. So if you use this mind crush, it will just take down the overall health until it dies. It will not damage head, it will not damage arms, it will not damage. So none of the parts will take a damage. It's really, if you can kill the enemy, go for Mind Crush. If you need to disable their parts, then Mind Crush is not something you want to use. That's, you need to keep in mind when you are using one or another ability. Alright, let's move on to the point number 42. 42 is... oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Standing by.
I think it's... yeah, it's not definitely here, but I don't think I have the right save game for the explanation. We are talking about acid. We will talk quite a bit now about acid. And acid, it should be here, but I'm not sure. Acid gun, there are two guns, I think. One is the pistol, another is cannon. The cannon is absolutely, this is the worst weapon in the game, just plainly putting it out there. And why? Not particularly the gun, but how acid works, because I had a completely different idea how it works. Oh my god, that acid is the worst. I have a guy here with acid gun. I can demonstrate how stupid it is. Yes, this is the gun. So, okay, next few points are about the gun. First of all, you see, my guy has Rage Burst. First worst part, it is a cannon, but it cannot use Rage Burst. Why? I don't know. Here you go. That was point number 42. 43. This shotgun, this gun is actually shotgun style. Even as it says and states, that for shotgun is the same. It has a burst, right? Burst 10. No, it comes out in one shot. One. It doesn't change a lot, but it somehow does. You just need to understand how it works. And let's try to demonstrate next points as good as possible somewhere right here. So let's see what it happens when I shot one burst shot, because it took quite a lot of acid damage. So point number Oh damn it. Shit. Okay. We'll use next. I need another turn. Well, I don't actually. Even if the weapon itself, as you can see, has no, again, no shred, no piercing, it actually pretty good destroys walls. And I will demonstrate it in next turn because we need to launch a turn. And so that is the good part. It shreds walls and obstacles and all that. But what is the absolute worst part? That's the point number 45, is how acid works. So first of all, you see, I did a lot of acid, but on one part, 450. What it actually means, I will explain how acid works. Acid, my assumption was you have a lot of acid on you, so it will in next turn take 450. So it takes 50 to reduce the armor and absolutely basically destroy the torso. That was my expectation. And here 50 armor, so all the armor for arm would be gone and carapace will have 10. That was my expectation in one turn. Yeah, it's not the case. The case is it works exactly as poison, as let me think. Poison, fire is so how those work is you have application and every turn it does 10 damage. Basically it's actually worse. No, no. Poison will do whole damage and reduce by one application. This acid stuff is absolutely stupid. It takes one it reduces application by 10 and does 10 damage. I don't know who figured it out. I don't know who decided how acid works would be this way. He should be, I don't know, fired and sent to the hell? Because I see absolutely no reason how even those weapons come close to usable. I'm not even speaking about different tactics and whatnot. It's just insanely worst of the worst. Alright? There are a lot of aliens I can't show you, but the idea is now currently I have 35 turns. I need to wait until it takes full effect and it doesn't do the damage for the whole amount. So this, and when you combine it with shotgun type, you can't use rage burst. You saw you even if we are speaking only about armor, when we saw, this is my, you see, you would expect that 50 applications would take down all the armor. Even if I affected every single piece of this, you see, you get the idea. This acid is absolute shit. The thing that boggles me the most is this is endgame gun. You don't have it at the beginning. That's the high end. And if they finally fix it and it works as poison, when it takes all the applications you applied, destroys all the armor in one turn, then it would be something closer to even understand. Currently, you see, this is just ridiculous. You see how it works. It doesn't work. It's just, and yeah, my guy is stunned. I can show you. I can't show you how it shreds, but you get the idea. So, acid guns, avoid them. It's just simple as that. There's no. Okay, enough of this. Acid, worst, absolutely worst. And I think pistol is a bit better because pistol at least use one action point. Here, that guy with the gun is absolutely ridiculous. So switching up back to Raven. Anyways, Point number 36. If you are still crazy and you want to test the gun itself, my advice would be remove any other armor or things that increase accuracy. You get the idea, because if you have higher accuracy, you can shoot only one part of the enemy with this acid. That's not what you want. You actually want some nice healthy spread. So once you shot this stupid gun, every single piece of enemy is affected, so every part will take, and I explain how it's bad, but anyways. So accuracy is the worst enemy for acid gun. Simple explanation. Alright, moving on, something to some better ideas is... Okay, we'll load just out of this, we don't need anything of this yet anymore. Is point number 47. Venom torso. There is one mutation. Venom torso is the worst of the worst. I can't even explain how bad it is. Let me demonstrate, because I hired a guy. He has it. He's proud of it. He shouldn't. So first things, you can read out the Venom torso. You can't use two-handed weapons anymore. So only pistols and only what you can melee weapons in one hand. But it gives you option to shoot spike, which sounds awesome. It's not. The most ridiculous thing I have never ever seen in this game before is I was curious, like, you have high accuracy, probably it's a good gun, maybe you can shoot, I don't know, a lot. Yeah. First of all, the shot with this Venom torso requires 2 action points, not 1, 2, and it does 30 Venom, 30 Venom, and that's not even the worst part. You can go stealthy, you can boost up the damage. This is the only gun I have encountered in this game where I had enemy across the map, like half of the map, where, I don't know, single handgun could do the damage. And when I aim at enemy, there was a red line saying, "It's out of the range." What? So the thing is, aiming in this game works like in the rectangle, right? When enemy is far away, that rectangle just shows that you most likely will miss, right? But you have a chance. Go like... This weapon is actually... It has some range after which this spike just drops. Why I'm saying such stupid things is because I still was curious and I shot at the enemy, and the animation actually goes like, my guy, enemy, that spike travels, and after some, I don't know, 5 something squares, it just disappears. That's the kind of drop. It's mid to close range. I would even call it a close range. Does nothing of the damage and costs all your action. Again, who decided this Venom torso would be so bad? The shooting spike. Please fire them from Phoenix Point, from oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, moving on, last pieces of this video. Just giving out the information I thought it would somehow make sense, but no, it absolutely does not. Is combination of Berserker and Assault kinda made sense, because you can run and shoot and whatnot, but I wanted to test out one more, at least one more. So that's my Berserker. The idea was simple. Adrenaline rush reduces any shots to one action point, which means combined with sniper is to be rapid clearance. You can shoot sniper rifle 4 times, reload all the time, and get back rapid clearance. The truth is, you can't kill anyone, even with the strongest gun in the game. At the end game, they all have a lot of health, a lot of armor, so it takes anyways 2 shots to kill anything. Even furthermore, let's just say, you see, with Berserker, I can shoot 4 times, but only the same damage it does. If we exchanged Adrenaline Rush, so Berserker class, into Stealth, the Infiltrator, I can shoot only twice, but with double the damage. So kind of the same result, even not, because once the damage goes with, like combined with Infiltrator doubles the damage. That's one thing, but it's in one shot. Why it is important? Because especially when it comes to armor, once it pierces the armor, you take less reduction and more actually in the damage. When you have 4 shots, every shot will be mitigated by the armor, even if it has armor pierce. I know, but in the mid game, when you don't have armor piercing weapons or something, yeah. So back to the point, it is point number 48. Berserker combining actually with sniper and also with heavy is a bad idea. Tested out, never ever proven to be good enough. Alright? Then last things we need to clear out from comment sections. I think it's also from backers build something. I was pretty curious and thought it will be an awesome result, which was not. So I'm giving out the information so you can also. So this is the heavy, and heavy has this training. It's called Boom Blast. It was mentioned that Boom Blast, when it's enabled, it gives you jump pack ability to cost not 3 points but 2 points. It's not correct. Doesn't matter if you enable or disable Boom Blast. Jump jet is 3 action points, which is bad in my experience, my idea. Yeah, I have sniper, jump jet, demolisher here, because why not? Anyways, move on. Point number 50 is again something I tested. It doesn't work. When you have Mind Crash and you have Sneak Attack, they don't combine. So Mind Crash will always do 100 damage. With Sneak Attack combined, it will not do 200, which is a little bit lame, but doesn't matter. The same is with, I think, right somewhere here I have another dude, priest, or somewhere else. The Reckless also boosts damage by 30%, doesn't affect Mind Crash at all. Mind Crash will always be 100 damage, sadly. Alright, that was point number 51. Point number 52, you can lose a base and you can't get it back. This is something I don't know if I need to mention, but for newer guys, just to explain, you have limited amount of bases. That's it. They can't pop up, you can't build, you can't discover, there's no way. You have them, that's it. If and when Pandorans, or maybe factions, if they are at war with you, but if they attack that base, protect it at all costs. If they win, the base is destroyed and there's no way to get it back. Just mentioning it here. One more point I was curious and tested out on this Haven. You see, havens, this is the point 53, can't starve out. You see, they have a population and they are starving. So basically my assumption was, okay, you will die out. There's more effects on the population, but it's not possible. Whenever population goes down, their starvation also goes down by kind of percentage. And I think it ended up with 300 population and no more starving. So they starved out, and that's the amount they produce the food, which is they don't produce food, but they can't die out. That's what I'm saying. But there are more than that with population that leads us to, well, yeah, to when they starve to 300 population, two things happen. Well, at least one you can see already here. Their building time increases to, well, basically they will never ever end this residence. Well, they will, but you will end the game 3 times faster. So that's one effect they have. And second effect, that's actually point number 54. I'm just mentioning it. These resources now currently they are trading 27 they have. When they started out they had 13 or something. So this amount, how much they trade, is somehow together with how much population they have. They are tied, just saying. So just this information for you. The last point, number 55, is I'll give you quick numbers. In training, when you have training, to fully learn whatever, to fully have 2 specs and learn all the abilities, they always cost the same. The last ones cost 25 points, and these are always the same cost. That all comes together to, where's my notes? 325 points. You need to get everything from here. And your soldier has 300 when it's fully maxed out. Which means one of the abilities, and actually one only, or actually 25, yeah, you can leave those two out. You need to leave out of your, you can't have them with your soldier points. Of course, Phoenix points you can spend and get everything. That leads us to the next point. For abilities to get everything increased, you will need 325, I already mentioned. For boosting up your just strength, willpower and speed, not getting any abilities, I will just run and be healthy. That all together in easy mode, because when it's difficulty tunes up, it costs more. They increase way faster, so they have some crazy amount of points needed to increase those. But on easy mode, this part costs 397 points. So this is more costly than ability points. But if you are crazy, like absolutely crazy, and you want to go full nuts and make soldier like Terminator, right? Get everything. This together combined will cost you 722 points. So 422 points, Phoenix points for one soldier to fully maxed out. Take it, use it. I don't know. Maybe it's just informational, but these are the numbers you need to be aware of. Alright guys, currently I'm running out of all the tips and tricks. That's everything I have found and I just felt you need to know. Video is long, let's not make it even longer. Write down in comment section any objections, any fine-tuning for the tips and tricks, and we'll discuss them and have some awesome gameplay with Phoenix Point, as always. We'll meet in next videos. Cheers guys, happy hunting.